Hello all, this is Gene Ladner again, the Coincidence Collector. This is the time for my actual very first real film about an actual coincidence that did occur. It's about time. And I think you'll enjoy it. If the subject of coincidence interests you, I think you'll have a good kick out of this one because it's a fairly bizarre one. And at least should be entertaining. I have a book that I've had for 3 years. It came out in 2009. I'm not going to show you the title of it yet. It just so happens that the last page of this book is page 255, as you'll see right here. And there are exactly 11 words in the first line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The 11th word is directly underneath the page number, which was important to me. I've known this for 3 years and wondered if this would predict winning numbers on the date 9/11/2012, which was just recent. It did predict winning numbers, seemingly to my taste. See, here's the deal. It was the 11th anniversary of 9/11. 9/11 itself equals 11 when you add the two together. I suspected that 11 would play twice in the same Mega Millions game that played on that night, and that they would be the 5th and 6th numbers drawn, which can happen with the Mega Ball. That would be actually drawn in that order. That's what I was hoping. And indeed it did happen. In fact, 5 was also drawn. Here's the reason why I say that those would happen. The 11th word, as I showed you, was directly under the page number. That word was been, as in B-E-E-N. You've been somewhere, you've been that sort of thing. And it just so happens that the first 3 letters of that word have the value of 255. It's B-E-E, that's the second letter, and then the 5th letter repeated twice. And then as it turns out, the letter N itself has the value of 5. You see, it's the 14th letter. Numerologists commonly do what they call condensation. You just add those 2 digits together and you get 5. I admit, this spoke to me and said, this is going to be 11, since it's the 11th word, 11 is going to be the 5th number drawn, and since it's the most important one, it will also be the 6th number drawn, the Mega Ball. That you would actually, in draw order for that game, once it's done, you would actually get to see an appearance of 1111. The reason why that is so important to me is because that's the name of the book, 1111, the time prompt phenomenon. If you'll allow me to read the subtitle underneath, it is The Meaning Behind Mysterious Signs, Sequences, and Synchronicities. Funny, I think they had one. And I did take the liberty of counting all the words on that page. I'll show that to you again real quick. Here's the last page of that book. It takes up a little bit more than half the page. And there are 218 words. Of those 218 words, there is only one that contains the value of the page number in itself. And that is the one directly under the page number, the 11th word, been. I found that rather interesting. As it turns out, on that night, the 11th anniversary of 9/11, which equals 11. 11 did play, and 5 was also drawn. I won a few dollars. I didn't win a whole lot. Somebody did win the game that night. Certainly I'm curious as to whether they picked those numbers themselves, or did they just get a quick pick? If they picked the numbers themselves, maybe they know something even I don't know. But I thought that was a pretty interesting coincidence that it just so happens that this book, titled 1111, the time prompt phenomenon, ends on page 255, which in a leap year such as 2012 is the date 9/11. It happened to be the 11th anniversary. And 11/11 did play in the game that night, the 5th and 6th numbers drawn. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, I'd love to speak to the authors. They don't know me. I'd like to know them. Maybe they'll see this YouTube video and want to contact me. I have other synchronicities in their own book concerning the games they might be interested in. Perhaps I'll do some more videos about that in the future. I hope you've enjoyed this synchronicity. Have a good one, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.